hello there. Let's get your week rolling just right with the right mix of news and conversation. Now, whether you're catching us online, on TV, or on the radio, hop on, join the chat. I'm Paolo de Rosario.
Hello there, beautiful people. I'm Asis-Carilo. We are simulcast on Mellow 94.7 BFM. Here's your daily dose of deep dives and good vibes. Welcome to Beautiful Day.
Well, you know what? It was a bit of a rainy weekend thanks to
Stormy
storm
weekend.
Yes,
Yeah.
a stormy weekend. Hopefully, everyone out there is safe through all of it. And of course, it was just another busy weekend.
It was.
The reason why I know is kasi pagod pa rin yung partner ko eh. Nag-weekend agenda po siya at hanggang ngayon hindi pa rin nakakatulog. So, it's just one of those things. Ako naman,
Akala ko nga.
restful sleep.
Wow.
Masaya yun.
Good
Yung
for
trabaho
you.
ko.
I'm happy for you though.
Nag-Montalban na ako kagabi for yung PBA. But apart from that, okay na.
And you also did a run yesterday.
Yes. Actually, no. I have to correct myself. Sobrang pagod po ako. I mean, it's just one of those things.
Because I saw
but
your post.
Yes. I forgot
Yeah.
about that. It felt like 2 days ago. But I mean, like, it was
Sa
a
sobrang
stormy
pagod
run.
mo, nakalimutan mo na that happened during the
Yeah, but
weekend.
it wasn't bad.
Was
na
that your
yung
first
pagod.
10K for the year?
No, I did
Okay.
another one last July.
Okay.
So I mean, like, it's okay. I mean, as a run, I mean, like, it was interesting because it was it was the run of DJ Ronpo who decided to have a festival right after the run. So after that, palong-palo po kaming lahat. So yeah, but it was really fun. It's a fun experience, even though it rained.
Yeah, after running 10K, you need to party afterwards,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah, kaya
That's
nga,
your post-workout
Papamigay sila ng donuts
celebration.
after eh.
Wow,
Oo,
donuts!
donuts after the run. So bawing-bawi rin yung takbo mo.
Recover your carbs and sugar, why
Yeah.
not? But over the weekend, yep, it was a rainy, stormy weekend actually, and one of the hard-hit areas was Capiz, and I'm sure you've seen on your social media the videos of the severe flooding in Capiz. Hanggang dibdib yung baha. So later we'll be talking about that in a bit. And a couple of wins over the weekend. Yung si Emma Tiglao,
Yep,
she won
shout out
Miss
Emma.
Grand International 2025. Congratulations, Emma. And also, this is something that we shouldn't celebrate actually, but we should talk about. It's not part of our news. But yesterday, news came out of this big heist, successful heist, might I
Louvre.
add, at the Louvre. And the thieves were able to get away with jewelry of inestimable heritage and historical value.
You know what? It is the next Netflix series, feeling ko.
I know.
I mean, like,
because you think
stuff
it only
like that, right?
Diba? You think it only happens in
the
movies.
movies,
It's
right?
crazy. And the crazy thing about this is it happened in broad daylight with visitors already there at the Louvre.
It is the next Ocean's 11.
Oo,
Lupin.
diba?
I mean,
Why am
and
I
other
happy
else.
about it? No,
We're not happy. No, we're just saying.
We're not condoning stealing. Pero diba, things like this,
Yeah,
talaga,
yeah.
you think it only happens in nga sa movies or TV series, but it actually happened yesterday at the Louvre.
Money heist as well. But of
Yeah.
course, sorry, I just listened down all of the shows. But then, of course, we have interesting guests here today because
Yes,
first
that's right.
off, at least here for Weather HQ, we're actually going to have a live guest from the Philippine Red Cross. We're going to have
Okay.
Ms. Gwendolyn Pang, the Secretary General of the Philippine Red Cross. They have a bit of a demonstration later. They're going to show us a bit more about a 72-hour lifeline kit, and that's going to be really important because we're talking about a lot of go bags. But ito,
Yes,
72-hour
yes.
lifeline kit, so we're going to get to know more about that.
Okay, and also we have Girl Talk today.
Yes,
we
we
will
do.
be speaking with the executive director of Plan International Pilipinas.
Yes.
So we're going to be talking about their girls campaign or building the next generation of Filipina leaders. That's happening later for Girl Talk. And also we are going to be joined by Elvis Presley today.
Oh, nga eh. You know what? I'm excited for this.
Presley in the house.
I have no idea what to expect. Legitimately no
I
idea.
wonder if he's gonna perform.
Well, he's 76 years old. He's a 76-year-old martial artist.
Crying all the time.
I think he may have been 6 when that came out. No, but then a 76 years old martial artist who has his passion right now as an Elvis impersonator. I actually haven't met one in real life. I've been to Vegas, but I've never met
In real life, no?
an Elvis
and actually
impersonator.
speak with that person.
Yeah, no, it'll be really fun. I'm really excited for it. So we'll see all together how that works out and whether or not we're going to end up performing at the end of the day. But of course, we have to get going here, and we normally start things off by going on the road.
Yes.
Oh, wait. Before that, we're also on social media.
That's right. We are simulcast on Mellow 94.7 BFM and also on their Facebook page. We are on YouTube and on Facebook, the Bilyonaryo News Channel social media site. So go ahead and join us. We have 3 comment sections that I always check. Go ahead and send us your messages, shout outs, and if you have questions for our guests later, feel free to just type away. And we got the headlines for you this morning. We always start with a look at the situation in major roads at this hour. First up, we got to take a look at EDSA Orense in Makati. It's so nice to see sun in the morning. On the left side of your screens, you're seeing vehicles heading to Pasay City, light traffic on that area. Opposite lane, same situation. Right side are the vehicles going to Shaw Boulevard. No problem yet as of this hour. Now this time, let's take a look at EDSA White Plains on the left side of your screens. Those are the vehicles heading to Shaw Boulevard. We're seeing moderate traffic already building up on that stretch. Opposite lane, the right side of your screens, those are the vehicles heading to Cubao. Light traffic on that area. Now heads up to motorists. The expanded vehicle number coding scheme is in full swing. It's a Monday, so vehicles with license plates ending in 1 and 2 should be off the road right about now until 10 a.m. and again later from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. And we got some good news for motorists. The Department of Energy is expecting a rollback on fuel prices across the board this week. Based on trading in the international oil market, the prices of gasoline is expected to go down by around 30 centavos per liter, diesel by 1 peso and 10 centavos per liter, and kerosene by around 65 centavos per liter. The DOE says the price rollbacks are expected due to oversupply coming from OPEC, the US, and Russia. Now on to our headlines. Tragedy in Quezon Province yesterday as a family of 5 were killed by the effects of Tropical Storm Ramil. The family was asleep inside their home in Barangay Kawayanin, Pitogo, when a palm tree collapsed amid strong winds and heavy rains, crushing their house. The victims include 2 children, their parents, and grandfather. Police say the impact killed all 5 on the spot. Local authorities have responded to the area as search and rescue teams continue to monitor other communities at risk.
Up next, a coalition of major business groups is urging the president to act swiftly on what they call a massive corruption scandal in flood control and infrastructure projects. They pointed out that trillions in public funds have been lost to ghost projects, substandard work, and overpriced contracts, threatening both public trust and national security. The group is calling on President Marcos to give full legal authority to the Independent Commission on Infrastructure, enabling it to conduct a comprehensive investigation free from political influence. They are also demanding the prosecution of all involved, full transparency, and recovery of stolen funds. Now, this is another group that has urged the president to give more power to the ICI,
Yes.
to give them just more importance as well, and of course calling for those accountable to be held accountable.
That's
so you take a look at all of these groups coming out, one of many at the moment, and I still have to point out to the fact that there's still people counting down, or rather counting up the days before someone's actually convicted of anything with the flood control scandal that we have seen so far.
But we know that it's going to take time.
Yes, it is.
You know, at least now that we're seeing some movement here, we see cases being forwarded or the results of the investigation already being forwarded to the Department of Justice. We have to remember that the ICI, hindi sila yung magsasampa ng kaso. kaso sa people who are involved in the flood control scam. They have to forward the results of the investigation to the Department of Justice, but we have calls for the ICI to be given more power,
Yeah.
contempt power, also power to arrest or mag-issue ng warrant of arrest,
Yes.
something like that. And also, this group of businesses, they're also calling for more regular public updates. Kasi right now, hindi pa rin publicized yung ICI hearings, right? So we still see people continuously asking for these hearings to be live streamed, diba?
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens if eventually they will decide on doing that.
Absolutely. And can I just say, ang daming business groups yung
Yes.
that basically came up with that statement. We actually saw it a while ago. Take a look at that.
Yeah.
Kung sponsor yan ng event mo,
Oo.
like, okay ka eh. Like, you are gold,
You're
right?
set.
Yeah,
Yes.
you're set. But then just take a look at that. That's just how many groups, and you can only imagine the amount of companies that are actually a part of it. So now the private sector is coming together as well to ask for more change. So if that is better added pressure, we're gonna find out.
Now, moving on, the Villar family may have been unfairly targeted in the ongoing flood control corruption controversy. That is according to Senate President Tito Soto. Soto defended former Senator Cynthia Villar and her family in a radio interview, saying he doubts that Villar has direct links to the flood control mess. On the part of Senator Mark Villar, Soto believes his family are involved in real estate, not flood control construction. Senator Mark, along with his sister, Senator Camille Villar, are part of the Soto-led 15-member majority bloc in the Senate. The Villars were targeted or were tagged after Ombudsman Jesus Crispin Remulla mentioned their name in connection with a probe into 18.5 billion worth of flood control projects. The contracts were awarded to I&E Construction, a company linked to their cousin, Carlo Aguilar, during Senator Mark Villar's term as DPWH Secretary. Senator Mark then denied any wrongdoing and welcomed the investigation. Soto stressed that the probe should be based on evidence, not rumors or political pressure.
Well, we talk about the process, right? So a lot of people have already made their minds or decisions whether or not certain politicians, certain figures are guilty or not of certain misconduct when it comes to the funds, misappropriation, and of course making decisions that are beneficial for themselves. Now, I'm not surprised that Senate President Tito Soto has come out to the defense of someone in his bloc. It is something that we are not going to be surprised with, especially when you talk about senators defending their own or any legislator defending their own, especially if they're in the same bloc. But at the same time, it's nice that Senator Mark Villar has welcomed investigation.
Yes.
Because if there's an allegation, the investigation should be there to clear things up. Again, we talk about the length though, the time it would take, and of course the process. That's always in question when it comes to the public trust, the process, and of course the trust in the process. I think that's also important.
Trust in the process. Oh yes, that is very important. Senator Mark Villar has appeared already in one of the ICI hearings and already gave his side and the information that they need. Have you seen? There were already some investigative reports on the projects that were given were awarded to the companies of the
Carlo Aguilar.
Villars, yes, relatives of the Villars. So we'll see. Sabi naman nila, where the evidence takes them, dun sila pupunta.
Yes.
Diba?
And I think that's what is also a good point from Senate President Tito Soto. The evidence or the probe should be evidence-based, because at the end of the day, if it isn't, then lahat ng mga hearsay that we throw around could be used in general, right? So again, we're gonna see how that develops, and again, the process is really what would really test the patience of most people.
That's right.
All right. So we're going to move on here because Senator Panfilo Lacson could return as chairman of the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee, according to Senate President Tito Soto. Now, Soto says he hopes Lacson would be convinced to reassume the role, as this is also the wish of the majority bloc. He added that Senator Erwin Tulfo will not stay long as acting chair given his other committee duties. To recall, Lacson stepped down from the position, noting the, quote, disappointment of his colleagues over how he handled the investigation on the flood control scandal. So this should be very interesting because when it comes to the general public, or at least just taking a cursory look over on social media and talking to a lot of people, there has been a lot of positive things said about the way Senator Lacson handled the Blue Ribbon Committee. And him stepping down caused a lot of disappointment, not just amongst the general public, but then some legislators in Congress actually expressed their disappointment that he had to step down, or he felt like he had to step down.
We had some senators and congressmen saying that he was actually the best man to lead the Blue Ribbon Committee hearings, and when he stepped down, a lot of people have expressed their disappointment. But we'll see. I was able to listen to the interview of that radio interview with Senate President Tito Soto, and sabi nga niya, baka makumbinsi nila si Senator Panfilo Lacson to head the Blue Ribbon Committee again.
Yes, and if he does, it felt like, at least watching the Blue Ribbon Committee, it felt like there was a bit of progress.
Yes, that's true. Ang ganda na ng takbo nung ng Blue Ribbon hearings actually. So we will find out. Senate is in break right now, and the session will
for those
continue
wondering,
November 10. Naka-break ang Senate ngayon. Kaya siguro if you'll notice, medyo tahimik yung news, right? Because the Congress naka-break, Senate is also on a break. November 10 sila mag-resume, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll find out. That gives them more time to talk about this decision.
Of course.
Now, in world news, thousands of protesters across all age groups took to the streets for the No Kings protests across the United States. Over 2,600 planned rallies in major cities, small towns, and suburbs aimed to challenge U.S. President Donald Trump's policies. The protests Americans over militarized immigration crackdown and criminal prosecution of Trump's political enemies. They also accused Trump of installing inexperienced loyalists in his administration.
Nagulat ako na may Pikachu sa rally. Just watching that a while ago. All right, moving on to sports. The De La Salle Green Archers take down a fellow UAAP title contender in the UP Fighting Maroons after a thrilling 72-69 victory on Sunday, October 19 at the Smart Arnett Coliseum. Now, despite injuries to Kian Baclaan and Mason Amos, the depleted Green Archers leaned on Luis Pablo, Jacob Cortez, and Mike Phillips. Pablo led the way with 14 markers, while Cortez, Phillips, and Golyena had 12 each. Boris Marasigan scored a tip-in with 47 seconds left in regulation to give LaSalle the decisive lead, while a pair of defensive stops forced UP to absorb the loss. Harold Alarcon top scored for UP with 13 points in a losing effort. LaSalle, UP, and Ateneo end the first round of the UAAP men's basketball competition with a 4-3 record for third place. NU holds a top spot with a 6-1 slate, while UST is second at 5-2. Now, interesting thing about this game, apart from the highlight being LaSalle beating UP, kaya ako nag-blue ngayon kasi, just to show na hindi ako bias, nag-Ateneo blue ako. Tied naman tayo.
Hindi natin pinlano yan.
No. But the interesting part is that during the halftime break, there was a bit of a protest, going back to politics here, that LaSalle and the UP Pep squads came together and turned their chants into political protests.
Ooh.
So UP actually had one already that was used in the protest last month, or rather early this month. Was that early this month? The mass protest.
Early this month. September 21st.
September, last September. The ikulong na yan mga kurakot. Then LaSalle turned their DLSU chant into one as well, and it's so interesting to see that protests and signs of protest has become a regular thing in society here in the Philippines.
Especially among the young ones.
Yes. The question now is that what if we just get used to it? What if we get used to the amount of protests with nothing happening? Parang that's the. I'm not saying that they shouldn't have done it, but what I'm saying is that I'm hoping na hindi magiging normal ang pag-protest, and then normal enough that the politicians could just turn a blind eye. Or yung mga those who should do action. Turn a blind eye.
But I think we need this. We
Yeah.
need to be expressing our sentiments, expressing our emotions, our anger, our frustrations.
I agree.
In the form of protests, in the form of creative protests.
Yes.
Diba? Kasi if we continue to clamor for change, then I believe, the government will be forced to not really give us what we want, but work on implementing change.
Yeah, I mean,
Kasi if you look at other countries also, diba, the continuous protests, violently, minsan nga yung mga protests sa ibang bansa, diba? And they were able to topple yung their leaders.
yeah, but at the same time, again, if it becomes a regular thing na wala naman nangyayari in between, that's, I think, the danger if we get used to it. Like, if it's
Yeah.
if it doesn't result
I
in
hope
any
it doesn't get
movement.
to that point,
Hopefully, it
though.
doesn't get to that
Yes,
point.
yes.
Because, we've seen that for especially for mga climate warriors who keep on fighting for certain legislation, and for years and years wala nangyayari. So hopefully it doesn't reach that point.
Yes.
Hopefully that this is unique enough that it forces change quicker. But anyway, moving on here, we still have more sports news. This time we go to Europe because Manchester United's Harry Maguire struck a late header to seal a thrilling 2-1 Premier League victory over Liverpool on Sunday. Now, this ends their 9-year drought without a victory at Anfield and dealing a blow to the reigning champions in the title chase. Liverpool dropped to 4th in the table on 15 points, 4 points behind leaders Arsenal, while United climbed to 9th with 13. Liverpool's Cody Gakpo hit the post 3 times before finally scoring the equalizer in 78th minute when he tapped in Federico Chiesa's cross. But Maguire sent United's fans into a frenzy with a winner in the 84th when Bruno Fernandes floated the ball in for the big defender to power home a header.
Now, for our first cup of tea this morning, we're talking about protests, right? The Hollywood star Robert De Niro spoke out against U.S. President Donald Trump in support of the recent No Kings protest. While speaking on MSNBC's The Weekend, the Oscar winner said, and I quote, "We cannot let up because Trump does not want to leave the White House." The Goodfellas lead also talked about the importance of protests, citing the American Revolution, which he calls the first No Kings protest, then calling Donald Trump a would-be king who wants to take away democracy. The action drama star joins other celebrities in their criticism of Trump, including late-night host Jimmy Kimmel and Marvel star Mark Ruffalo, among others. So you're not just seeing protests happening here in the Philippines. So we have Hollywood stars protesting also in the U.S. Kasi I think, we are in that time of our lives na parang we don't want to sit and do nothing. We need to not be quiet anymore. If there is something going on in a government that we don't like, diba?
Sorry, I see Pikachu again.
Pikachu! And a very red Donald Trump over there.
yeah. Look, I'm just gonna wait for the video to loop again para makita si Pikachu and may mga manok rin. Alright, so look, it's no surprise that in general, I think when you look over on social media, I think we actually, in some ways, draw inspiration from each other's countries. I mean, like when it comes to yung mga protests, we've seen a lot more about it. Again, we've seen from Nepal, Indonesia, United States right now with this No Kings. And there's Pikachu. Binosli direct. Thank you. All right. But the voting did not peak a chew. Okay.
Pikachu?
Yeah, you know what? My
natin
issue.
makumpleto.
Wait lang ha. Hindi, yung issue ko dito, mali ating spelling niya ng Pikachu eh. Kasi K dapat yun, hindi C eh. P-I-K.
Kasi nasa US
That's
siya.
not
So
how
maybe
that works.
that's like an American spelling of Pikachu. Huwag mo
not
na
how
silang
that works.
guluhin. Basta importante pinaglalaban nila kung ano ang tama. Fighting for what is right. Fighting for democracy, fighting for freedom, fighting for anti-corruption, di ba?
No, tama,
These
pero-
protests are important.
Spell. No, but no, all of that aside, so celebrities, as you mentioned a while ago, are
Yes.
also coming out in protest. It's good that people have a stand. I still think that peaceful protest, one way
Of
or the other,
course.
is a great way to let the voice of a segment of the population be heard. And obviously, there's a big, consider the numbers, a No Kings rally, and of course, the celebrities as well, as we see Robert De Niro back in Goodfellas back in the day. Yeah,
Ang bata pa niya dyan eh. Yan
Grabe
talaga
yun.
yung
Oo.
ano, yan talaga yung clip na ginamit natin, di
Hey,
ba? Yung
he'd be
batang-bata
happy
pa
about
siya.
that. He'd be happy about that. No, I mean, like, all the celebrities coming out, I think, is also good simply because they have a platform.
Okay.
One side or the other will know how they stand, and of course, it drives the conversation as well.
Now for a cup of hot tea. Second cup of tea this morning. Actress Chi Filomeno is making waves online after sharing cryptic posts about a woman she only referred to as Sophia.
Sophia.
On Instagram, she posted screenshots allegedly showing Sophia asking influencers to damage her reputation. On the same day, actress Sophia Andres claimed her TikTok and other accounts were hacked. So while Chi did not specify names, many netizens believe her posts referred to Sophia Andres. However, both sides have yet to issue any official statement.
Oh.
So, malay mo naman, Sophia the First pala yun, hindi pala Sophia Andres, diba? But there's
only
beef
a
nga.
generation who would get that joke. Only a certain generation
But
who
wait,
would
you
understand
do
that.
know Sophia the First,
I
yeah?
know Sophia the
Oh,
First.
okay.
I have a 15-year-old sister, so Sophia the First was her jam.
Oo.
But again,
Malay mo naman Sophia the First. But there's beef nga going on between Chi and Sophia. And I hope everything gets settled. But you know what? Mga Pinoy, they really love yung ganitong chismis, no?
basta
They're-
chika.
Oo, basta chika. And then, lalo na pag may mga pinopost na messages, mga resibo, kumbaga.
You know-
Posting on social media, Filipinos
Kaya
love
naging
that.
uso yung mga disappearing chat.
Oo
diba?
nga eh. You know, I still don't know how that works.
Good, don't learn. Don't learn how that works.
Oh,
It
parang-
only leads to bad
Pang
things.
pang
Don't...
flood control project lang yata yung mga ganun eh. Wala tayo doon.
Yeah, wala.
But apparently sa mga
No.
beef na ganyan, ginagamit din.
No, yeah, no. I mean, like I've seen a lot of people use disappearing chats for in general, and I don't think sa TikTok kasi I don't think meron eh. I think people could still screenshot TikTok chats. But anyway, we gotta move on right now.
Yes,
Kasi
that's
if
our
not,
tea.
yung producer's gonna make us disappear.
That's our tea for this morning, guys. And up next, we're going to sit down with the Executive Director of Plan International Pilipinas to talk leadership, policy, and how we can open more doors for women and girls in the Philippines. Don't miss it. Beautiful day. We'll be right back. Hi there. Welcome back to Beautiful Day. Empowering girls starts with encouragement and grows through action. We welcome the Executive Director of Plan International Pilipinas, a passionate advocate working to close the leadership gap for women and girls in the Philippines. What changes does she want to see, and what policy solutions is she bringing to the table? Let's go find out on Girl Talk. And we are joined by Pebbles Sanchez-Ogang, Executive Director of Plan International Pilipinas. Welcome to the show, Pebbles. Beautiful day to you.
Yes, good morning. Indeed, it's a beautiful day today. Thank you very much for having us.
Thank
so much for being here.
Yeah, and for waking up early, braving traffic to be with us live today. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Quite used to it because our office is in Makati.
Yeah.
So traveling from Quezon City to Makati requires you to be a warrior.
I know, I feel you, girl. You live in Tandagsora, you
Yes,
said? Yeah, I
yes.
live in that area as well, Commonwealth. So yung traffic route, especially if you're going to Makati, super traffic yan. But anyway, let's dive right in. I wanted to start first with talking about Plan International Pilipinas. What is this all about? And you have this campaign, Stand with Girls.
Yes.
Yes, let's talk about that.
Plan International Pilipinas is a girls' and child's rights organization. We're a non-government organization. We've been here in the Philippines for the last 64 years, and the heart and core of the organization is really to fight and stand with girls, children, and young people, and the most vulnerable communities. So, Stand with Girls campaign, actually, it's just the continuation of our advocacy to really fight for girls and children's rights. While the Philippines had so much progress in terms of girl and women empowerment, the realities on the ground really show that there's much to be done. No? And since we've been working with around 6,000 partner communities or barangays in the Philippines, we've seen how these areas still needs a lot of support and help coming from different sectors.
It's really interesting because, again, your organization is an international organization. And when we take a look at the Philippine focus here, a lot of people do say at least sa ASEAN region, napaka-progresibo ang mga babae in the region, right? But then when you take a look at the things that are needed, are you surprised when you look around and you see yung mga needs that need to be addressed, especially when it comes to women empowerment, girls empowerment?
In the Philippines, mataas na yung pagtingin sa mga kababaihan. Madalas nga pag pinag-uusapan naming mag-asawa, parang instead of patriarchal, we're now a matriarchal society. Yung lokohan namin, yung budget, ikaw naman ang nasusunod sa budget. Yung mga ganong maliliit na kwentuhan. But while we've made progress, for instance, in the field of education, we've seen a lot of young girls and women actually going into education, finishing school. But there's still a gap. For instance, bridging education to economic empowerment. Hindi lahat ng kababaihan, batang babae ay successfully nakakahanap ng trabaho. Hindi lahat ay nakakapag-venture into business dahil maraming mga nangyayaring barriers na pumipigil sa kanila para ma-reach yung kanilang full potential. And I think that is where Stand with Girls campaign of Plan International Pilipinas comes in. It is to remind and celebrate the potential of every girl and every Filipina, that we have a space here in the Philippines and that we are now strong, but we can become stronger.
You're talking about children's rights, equality for women, equality for girls. What does equality for girls ba look like in everyday life here in the Philippines? Anong situation na ngayon?
Right now, I've mentioned that with education, we've made some progress. But I've said that when it comes to employment, maraming mga kabataang babae, most especially in the partner communities that we've worked with, they're not able to get into job right away because maybe some of them were forced early into marriage. Some of them we've met, they resort into self-facilitated online sexual abuse and exploitation or live streaming because may mga bata kaming nakausap, kami po kasi ang panganay na babae. So, meron po kaming pakiramdam na responsibilidad namin na tulungan yung mga kapatid namin at yung pamilya namin. So, may mga ganong barriers na hindi natin nakikita sa pang-araw-araw. At ito yung kinakaharap ng iba nating mga kababayan. So, when we talk about gender equality and inclusion, we really have to make sure that all is equal. Everyone is actually living in a just and safe space.
Now we have a better idea of what the Stand with Girls campaign is about, right? Let's talk about yung mga activities na ginagawa ninyo. Can you tell us a bit more about what you've done so far and of course yung experience mo being able to see the reaction of people and the type of change that you're trying to really implement?
Yes. So Plan International Pilipinas, while we are actually globally connected, we are locally led and we're present again to 6,000 partner communities. Meron po kaming iba't ibang program areas in Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. At nakakatuwa pong makita na maraming mga programa, mga symposiums, forums, activities na ginagawa po ngayon to celebrate the International Day of the Girls, which is actually a United Nations declaration. October 11 of every year, we celebrate it. And Stand with Girls campaign is part of that celebration. Marami pong mga kabataan, lalong-lalo ng mga kabataang babae, sila po mismo yung nag-organize ng event para ma-celebrate ito. So you really see them at the background, you really see them at the foreground. They're the ones hosting the events, they're the ones facilitating the event. And so you can really see girl and women empowerment in action. And this October 30, magkakaroon po ng Girls Summit dito po sa Quezon City MICE Center or My Center, and this will be participated in by 500 girl and youth leaders. We will be gathering them all together so that they will be able to discuss pressing issues that affect them, and at the same time craft a girls' agenda that they will push forward and submit to the government and to other sectors.
And for this event, you're partnering with the Quezon City government?
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes, we're partnering with Mayor Joy Belmonte for this event.
Oh, girl power,
Yes.
diba?
Yeah.
So when you see, all these women doing this and actually volunteering, no? Nakikita mo yung mga kababaihan, they come forward, they volunteer, they speak in these events. Nabubuhayan ka ba seeing this kind of progress?
Yes, because I used to work in the government as well, sa isang policy-making body. So you craft policies, you consult with different sectors. But when I transitioned to the non-government organization, you can really see action on the ground. So iba yung drive, iba yung passion, iba yung fuel na ibibigay sa'yo. Na plus, working with champions from different sectors, such as Mayor Joy Belmonte, which who I think, politics aside, really has that moral ascendancy to speak about girl and women empowerment, because clearly she has institutionalized policies and programs in the Quezon City government that celebrate not just women but I think all genders.
Right.
Yeah.
I like that you brought up the difference, Ren, of when working for making policy from a legislative standpoint, and of course being on the ground working with an NGO. There's actually a program here that Plan International that is trying to push, and me not being the right gender to talk about this, Anne, can you talk a bit about
Yes,
this?
one of
No,
the...
you are an ally.
I'm trying to, and I want to give.
Space.
Thank you. I want to give the right platform, also the right space and the right voice to questions like this. Because syempre, I don't want to. It is just one of the things that I have to be a bit aware about.
And,
But so,
I believe as we are fighting for equality, gender equality, meron ding role that the males play
Yes.
in this, diba, in this drive for women empowerment, gender equality. But
For sure.
you've mentioned one of Plan International's initiatives was to provide menstrual hygiene management kits.
Yes.
Can you tell us more about this, and how does this empower yung rights ng kababaihan?
Yes, with the recent disasters that happened, one of our priorities was to really distribute menstrual hygiene management kits, dahil kadalasan yung napkin, di ba, yung sabon, yung underwear, ito yung mga nakakalimutan sa mga disaster response.
Yes.
I myself I was a culprit of it. So when we did disaster response, nakadala na kami ng kumot, ng banig, ng kulambo, pero nakalimutan naming magdala ng napkin. No? So madalas ito yung mga nakakalimutan, pero hindi naman hindi natitigil at hindi natatapos ang menstruation o ang pagreregla ng isang batang babae o ng babae kapag nagkaroon ng bagyo, nagkaroon ng lindol. So these are the things that you really have to provide to them because it's part of our daily lives. And apart from that, there's also a study that's saying na in education, 1 out of 5 young Filipinas actually have to miss school because they have menstruation.
Really?
So clearly, malaking bagay ang naidadala kapag yung menstrual hygiene management ay natutugunan.
That's
Yeah.
right.
So actually, in connection to that, Akbayan Party List Representative Dada Kiram Ismula filed a bill called the Free Period Products Bill, which guarantees free and accessible menstrual hygiene products in all public schools and health centers nationwide. Now, she also called the situation period poverty in the country. First, let's talk about that term muna, yung period poverty. And you mentioned that you were also part of legislative working policy. Just how does this all tie in together for you, especially with yung advocacy mo?
This is actually great news for everyone because sometimes actually when you work with communities, lalong-lalo na yung mga nasa poverty line, pag tinanong mo sila, ang talagang ipaprioritize nila ay pagkain. So madalas hindi na talaga nabibigyan ng budget ang pagbili ng napkin. No? So gagamit na lang ng pasador or ng tissue. Kaya katulad nga nung nabanggit ko kanina, imbis na papasok ako sa school, baka matagusan ako eh. So maglalagay na lang ako ng maglalagay na lang ako sa bahay hanggang matapos yung aking menstruation. So I think this is a daily battle for those who are within the poverty line, and with this bill that's coming up, I think there's much spotlight that will be given into menstrual hygiene and management. I think hindi lamang dun sa pagbibigay ng pondo para sa mga menstrual hygiene products, sana mabigyan din ng atensyon yung ating mga water, sanitation, and hygiene facilities katulad ng mga malilinis na banyo sa eskwelahan,
Right.
sa public places, pagkakaroon ng tubig kasi kailangan ito lalong-lalo na kapag meron kang menstruation, and yung isa pang nakakalimutan, yung proper waste disposal ng ating mga menstrual hygiene products.
Right. Maganda talagang i-push tong bill na to because if it does get passed, di ba, magiging available yung mga menstrual products for free
Yes.
sa mga health centers and sa mga schools. So that is a very big step, no, para matulungan yung mga, lalo na yung mga kababaihan na hindi nila masyadong afford bumili ng menstrual products every month. Kasi every month yan so kasama talaga yan sa budget mo. And aside from this, what are the other policy recommendations that will be pushed forward sa summit?
One of the things that we will also push for, siguro building on that that policy that we've mentioned, is really on education and awareness raising about menstrual hygiene and management. Because as we all know, only if we are informed, that's really the only time that we will be able to celebrate and recognize the experiences of women. At ang mahalaga din doon sa mangyayaring Girls Summit ay yung mga kabataang babae at ibang mga batang participants din natin, sila mismo ang magde-determine ng mga agenda nila. So sa umaga magkakaroon ng mga pag-uusap, Girls in Crisis, ano ba ang kalagayan ng mga batang babae tuwing disaster, sa panahon ng climate change, at kahit sa mga conflict situation. Magkakaroon din ng spotlight na ibibigay sa mga sa girls in education and economic empowerment, and at the same time girls safety, lalong-lalo pat ang Pilipinas, we're still the social media capital of the world, and that means there's higher risk for online sexual abuse and exploitation of children. At pagkatapos noon sa hapon, mag-uusap-usap itong ating mga girls and youth leaders at mag-iisip sila ano ba yung mga polisiya na gusto nating makitang i-implement ng government, maging ng iba't ibang mga sektor, kasama ng Plan International Pilipinas.
Perfect.
Okay.
Now, can't wait for that event, of course, and to see what policies I think our girls actually want to push forward. But I think that will be very interesting. But we're running out of time. But before we let you go, we can't let guys get off the hook here. You mentioned, because we mentioned a while ago that it's important to have an ally,
Yeah.
especially in this
Yes.
particular advocacy. Now, speaking to the men out there, okay, what is the message? How could they actually be part of your advocacy and to be able to actually give them the platform, the space, and of course fight for that equality that we are all striving to get?
Yeah, everything starts with being role models. Yung mga maliliit na bagay na ginagawa natin everyday na these are the things I think that are most important before we're able to create big policies and programs and initiatives that will stand with girls and women. Napakahalaga ng pagiging isang role model. Halimbawa na lang pag nagda-drive ka, di ba, usually pag mabagal yung sa unahan, sasabihin siguro babae yung driver. Di ba?
That's true,
Sasabihin
Yes.
pag babae ang leader, pa iba-ibang isip. So I myself have been told you were too kind for a male-dominated industry. So, but then again, our kindness, the feminist leadership principles and values that we stand up for are actually our strength. And so if we see more men and boys celebrating that strength and vulnerability at the same time of women, then we will be able to see gender equality and inclusion in the Philippines and in the whole wide world.
And where can they learn more about the Girls Summit event on October 30 and more about Plan International Pilipinas?
They just have to follow our social media accounts. So Plan International Pilipinas at Facebook and Plan Philippines at Instagram.
Oh, that's great. Perfect. So we're going to drop a follow as well.
Yes.
But on that note, Ms. Pebbles, we have to wrap things up. And normally we do so in a special way.
Yes, our show is called Beautiful Day. What makes your day beautiful?
My day is made beautiful because, of course, I woke up beside my husband and my son. And I am also here today sharing this fight to stand with girls and then standing side by side with allies like you.
Absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much for joining us. Pebbles Sanchez-Ogang from Plan International Pilipinas. Thank you, Pebbles.
Thank you very much for this space and opportunity.
No worries. And thank you as well to your husband for being able to bring you here as well. I heard that was a bit of a journey.
Yes,
to
that's
get
partnership in action.
There it is. Perfect. All right. And on that note, thank you so much, Ms. Pebbles. We're going to move on here because after the break, we'll unpack the Red Cross's 72-hour Lifeline Kit with Safety Services Manager J. Lord Abrigado and find out what every Filipino family should have ready.
Plus, our horoscope of the day with Master Hans Kua. Beautiful day. We'll be right back.
Hello, welcome back. You're still watching Beautiful Day. This is Weather HQ. Now, let's check on first Tropical Storm Ramil, who was last spotted about 350 kilometers west of Sinait in Ilocos Sur, with maximum wind speeds of 65 kilometers per hour and gusts of up to 80 kilometers per hour. Now, it will continue to move, or is continuing to move, northwestward at 25 kilometers an hour. Now, due to the Tropical Storm Ramil, some areas are still placed under Tropical Cyclone Wind Signal number 1. Now, these areas include Ilocos Norte, Ilocos Sur, La Union, the northern and western portions of Pangasinan, Abra, and the western portion of Benguet. Now, on its current track, Ramil is expected to exit Philippine Air responsibility today. Now, according to Pagasa, it may re-intensify and is forecast to reach severe tropical storm category outside Philippine Air responsibility. Now, here in the country, though, the trough of Ramil is already affecting the weather in Luzon. So you can expect cloudy skies and scattered rain showers and thunderstorms over the Ilocos region, the Cordillera Administrative Region, the Cagayan Valley, Central Luzon, Metro Manila, Cavite, Batangas, Laguna, Rizal, Occidental Mindoro, Oriental Mindoro, and Palawan. Now, some rainfall may be moderate to heavy at times, so residents in flood-prone and mountainous areas should be alert for possible flash floods or landslides. Now, the rest of the country, particularly over in Visayas and Mindanao, will have partly cloudy skies with isolated rain showers or thunderstorms. Now, all of this is due to localized thunderstorms. Now, for our sea conditions, moving on, a gale warning remains in effect over the western seaboard of northern Luzon. Now, this is particularly true along the coastal waters of Ilocos Norte and Ilocos Sur, La Union, and Pangasinan. Now, fisherfolk and small seacraft are advised not to venture out to sea as moderate to rough seas are expected, with wave heights reaching up to 4 meters. Meanwhile, for the rest of the country, you can expect light to moderate seas and generally calm and safe weather for sailing. Now, it is a good day for fishing or coastal activities in those areas in particular, but still, make sure to stay updated with local weather advisories, especially for any sudden changes. Now, when disaster strikes, the question is, will your family be ready to survive the next 72 hours? The Philippine Red Cross says preparedness begins with one simple step: building your 72-hour lifeline kit. Now, it's more than just a bag. It's your family's safety net when help is still on the way. Now, joining us today to show us what's inside and share why every Filipino household needs one is Jay Abrigado, the Safety Services Manager of the Philippine Red Cross. We're going to bring him in right now. Jay, can you kindly join me here? And thank you so much for being with us today. It is rare na may live guest kami dito sa Weather HQ, and we really appreciate you being here. Let's start off first with yung kit na to at bakit importante yung 72 hours. Napaka-specific. Bakit importante yung 72 hours?
Yes. Firstly, the first 72 hours is very crucial, no? Because when we have disasters, especially yung ina-anticipate natin na the big one, it's anticipated that 72 hours madidelay yung support from the government.
Okay.
And pwedeng mamatay yung communication and yung economic ano natin, walang store, walang market, ganyan, and also yung transportation. So the first 72 hours is very, very crucial. And we have to be ready so that while waiting for help to arrive for the first 72 hours, we have things and materials that we can use para sa family natin and of course for our self then.
You know, not to be competitive, pero there is a certain Red Cross ready to being prepared for disasters. We've seen different cities give out the mga go kits din nila, yung mga disaster response kits, and I'm sure they also work very well. But when we talk about being Red Cross ready, what makes this more comprehensive in your mind? Because again, we're preparing for 72 hours, which is really siguro not a lot of people would have thought that 72 hours is going to be the number that we're looking at in terms of yung delay of help.
Yeah, that's correct. Very important, no? Kaya advocacy namin sa Philippine Red Cross itong 72-hour lifeline kit because we believe that 72 hours lifeline kit should be very personal because each person has different needs. Katulad ng mga senior citizen, they have maintenance drug that others don't have.
I understand, yeah.
Yes, meron tayong mga infant who needs diapers, vitamins and special medicines then for them. And we also have citizens with special needs. No? So dapat maging personal ito and we should also support them with whatever needs they have for the first 72 hours when the disaster strikes.
Let's talk about yung readiness ng mga Pinoy in general because we have been drilled incessantly about how to handle earthquakes. There have been national government events that are trying to raise awareness when it comes to that. There also have been mga apps that have been there to help us prepare, like yung mga Hazard Hunter, Project Noma, to be able to get ready for all of these events. We're going to talk about how you feel, how ready the Filipino is in general based on your experience when it comes to equipping themselves actually for these moments.
Right. Sabi nga namin sa Philippine Red Cross to, we became resilient over time because ang Philippines is actually #1 sa sabi namin, we have the cocktail of all hazards. We have earthquakes, storms, and ganyan. And we really have to invest in being resilient, no? But the problem is naging based ito sa capacity ng local government. And as we know, not all local government LGUs has the same capacity.
Yeah.
Maybe here in Metro Manila, because we have a very good LGU and they have a good funding, no? So they can give out tong mga lifeline kits na ito. But in other parts of the country, especially the geographically isolated part of the country, hindi siya nabibigay ng LGUs nila, maybe because lack of funds or whatnot, no? So it's very, very important. Sabi nga namin, if the government cannot have it, let's personalize it. Let's make our own lifeline kit, no? Para maging ready tayo.
All right, so let's take a look at the kit itself. So can you give us a little run through on what we have here and siguro what the kit should contain if people want to build their own?
Right. So firstly, ang kailangan natin is the food items.
Okay.
No? So ang food items natin, meron tayong mga canned goods, but make sure it's easy open, no? Easy open canned goods kasi walang can opener for no.
Okay.
That meron din tayo mga nasa pouches na ready to eat food because you cannot cook in the evacuation center.
Okay. So I'm going to hold it up just so our viewers could see it, by the way, para makita nila yung example. So you have yung mga ready-to-open, easy-to-open cans kasi can openers are a problem also. Then, of course, yung mga pouches here at the back as well. So please go on.
Right. Also, very important ang water. So, kailangan meron tayong at least 3 liters of water per day per person.
Per day per person,
Yes.
3 liters of water.
In order for us to survive. No? So kung ilan kayo sa family, so you need to add up. Meron ding mga biscuits, ganyan, or mga energy bar, ganyan, para masustain natin. Also, very important din yung safety natin.
Okay.
So, dahil mawawalan ng kuryente, most probably, kailangan natin ng candle and matches, yan, or flashlight with extra batteries. Of course, that's very important. And also, importante din, no, na meron tayong whistle.
Okay.
Because we need to get attention kapag na-caught up tayo, wala tayong ganyan, and we need to get attention. So, kailangan natin ng whistle. Also, we need yung mga utility ropes, no? Yan, pangtali.
Mga utility ropes,
yes,
okay.
pangtali natin sa mga tarpaulins, ganyan. Pwedeng sampayan or kung ano man yung pwede natin gamitin dyan. What's very important is, itong sinasabi namin, to secure your documents, mga land titles, birth certificates, ganyan, and mga importanteng documents, passport, ganyan. You can also put mga cash dito kasi mawawalan tayo ng access to bank. Pero make sure if you're going to put cash, mga small denomination lang.
At hindi kita sana.
Yes.
Kasi kung klaro yan, baka lang, mahirapan tayo dyan.
Correct. And what's important is dapat waterproof siya.
Yes.
Yung mga documents natin. Yan. And also, you can put a blanket, yung mga mosquito net, and towel. Also, importante din na meron tayong clothes for the next 72 hours.
Okay.
And of course, because this is a disaster, we anticipate na baka magkaroon ng injury tayo and yung mga family members natin and the member of community. So meron tayo dapat na first aid kit, no? So that we can help people in need kapag meron dyan. Isama na rin natin dyan yung ating pang BP monitor, yan, mask, and of course, kailangan din natin ng hygiene kit. No? So yung hygiene kit natin, meron itong shampoo, toothbrush, toothpaste, yan, for self-care natin. Also, we need to have a thermal blanket. So this is a mylar plastic, no, na makakatulong sa atin to maintain temperature. Yan. And also, we need to stay informed. So we need a transistor radio. So this battery-operated transistor radio. Just make sure na doon tayo makikinig sa tamang information yung makukuha natin.
Dito sa Bilyonaryo, makinig kayo dito.
Yes, of course. Ayan, meron din tayong mga power banks. Ayan, solar powered light.
Okay.
Ayan, so that meron tayong tapos meron tayong mga water containers. Ayan. And
so we have all of this here, and again, so many people have been preparing their mga go bags. But in your experience, looking through the different go bags, mga different emergency kits from different areas, ano kaya yung mga napapansin mo na overlook most of the time?
Right. Pinaka-importante dyan is the first aid kit.
Yeah.
No? And also yung special effects. Sabi ko nga, this should be personal. So dapat kung ano yung pangangailangan natin, yun yung pinaprioritize natin. Like prescription medicine for elderly persons. No? Kasama din po dyan yung reseta mismo. Kailangan nilalagay natin. And this should be 3 to 7 days na supply ng medication. Ano? Kung meron naman tayo mga bata, ganyan, we can put mga mosquito repellent stickers or lotion. So again, this should be very, very personal.
Yeah. Of course, it's really personal and we understand that. But a lot of people siguro are still wondering how to react properly. Does the Red Cross provide any training, seminars, education, or where can they find it if they want to learn more about how to react, especially during emergency situations, or to even come up with their own emergency go bag?
Right. The Philippine Red Cross is very active in providing trainings, no, such as the first aid trainings. We also have disaster management training. And if you are interested, you can call Red Cross 143. 143 is our hotline. So if you need emergencies or you need to know more about the putting up go bags and being prepared, being resilient, just dial 143 and our 102 chapters nationwide will be able to help you and assist you.
We actually saw a checklist a while ago,
Yeah.
diba? Para makita ng mga tao just in case they want to come up with something they want as well. And of course, you mentioned yung mga trainings ninyo. So we really appreciate you being here, ladies and gentlemen. He is Jay Abrigado, the Safety Services Manager of the Philippine Red Cross, and we really appreciate the time that you've given because may anxiety na yung ibang tao out there when it comes to disaster resilience. So we really appreciate you coming on. So ladies and gentlemen, if you want more information, do check out the social media handles that he did mention. And of course, we'll find out whether or not we can get more people in to participate in all those as well. But for Weather HQ, that's it for the moment. And back to you.
Thank you, Pao. Now, is today going to be a lucky day for us or not? Let's go find out from our resident energizer and feng shui master, Hans Kua, in our horoscope of the day. Take it away, Master Hans.
Good morning! Beautiful day with me, Bilyonaryo Master Hans Kua. Ito po ang horoscope ngayong araw ng Happy Monday, October 20. Simulan na natin sa mga pinanganak ng Year of the Rat. Huwag gumastos sa mga gamit na wala naman sa budget. Mas maiging mag-ipon muna. Gold at 5. Kay Ox naman tayo, maging maingat sa mga kinakain, lalo na sa pagkain hindi mo kilala kung sino ang nagluto. Green at 6. Kay Tiger naman tayo, iwas tayo ang makisali sa mga office na mga gossip minsan. Baka madamay ka pa sa issue nila. White at 2. Kay Rabbit naman tayo, mararamdaman mo parang may humaharang sa closeness nyo. Maaaring may hindi nasasabihan. Pink at 7. Kay Dragon naman tayo, magandang araw para magbenta ng mga pre-love na items. Blue at 1. Kay Snake naman tayo, kumain ng masustansya. Iwas tayo sa mga pagkain instant, kagaya ng mga delata. Purple at 9. Ito naman, Care of the Horsey, may chance kang mapunta sa isang leadership na trabaho. Ipakita na kaya mo yan. Red at 4. Kay Ship naman tayo, maayos ang energy mo, pero huwag ipilit kung pagod na ang katawan. Gray at 6. Kay Year of the Monkey naman tayo, mag-ingat sa pagbibigay ng motibo. Baka ma-misinterpret ka sa kilos mo. Orange at 7. Kay Rooster naman tayo, para tiliin ang regular na stretching o mga light na workout. White at 1. Kay Dog naman tayo, may bonus na paparating. Itabi ito para sa long-term goal. Green at 9. At kay Year of the Pig naman tayo, may delay sa project pero huwag magpanik. Gagana kasi ang diskarte mo. Blue at 8. Paalala lang ha, ito po'y patnubay lamang. Ang tunay na swerte ay nagsisimula sa pagiging totoo. Abangan araw-araw ang horoscope of the day. Dito lang po sa Beautiful Day with me, Master Hans Kua.
Thank Thank you, as always, Master Hans Kua. And before we move on, let's just say hi to Miss Paul. She's watching us again.
Of course.
From the US of A.
Yes, sir. From
Yeah.
Arizona.
Arizona,
US, not Cubao.
Walang Arizona sa Cubao, sa Quezon City meron, tsaka sa Bulacan.
Quezon City pala.
Yeah.
Oo.
So, hi, Miss Paul. And also saying hi to Nicolas Gordo who says, beautiful day, Royal Blue. Royal Blue Day daw tayo. Paolo and
Oo.
Ann.
Kasi
Thank
panalo
you.
Lasal kaya nag-Royal Blue tayo.
John Victor, as always, tuned in via YouTube, Blast TV, Mellow 94.7 BFM, and also on TV, nanonood daw siya.
Of course,
But-
everywhere.
Oh, ano ba tawag dun sa traditional TV? Tama ba yun?
Just TV.
Just TV. Okay,
Yeah.
there you go. So, Reg Alpas there also and Guy Arellano. Hello, guys. And Chiquito on YouTube. As always, counting down the days till Christmas. Thank you for doing that for us. We got our official countdown happening later.
Yes, we do. But of course, I'm excited as well for our next guest because our next guest has found a passion in impersonating the king of rock and roll, Elvis Presley. At the young age of 76, Roy Jornales uses this as a way to bring smiles to other people and to push his advocacy for the youth. Now, his story after a break. Beautiful Day will be right back. Welcome back. You're still watching Beautiful Day. Now, if American actor Austin Butler used method acting for his 2022 Elvis biopic, our next guest today made it his life mission to channel the king of rock and roll. But behind the grooves, the 76-year-old Roy Jornales has a touching story of passion to save the youth. Let's meet Elvis in the Hangout. Roy, it's a beautiful day. Thank you so much for joining us here.
Good morning.
Good morning. I want to start off first by asking the obvious question. Idol mo ba talaga si Elvis?
Yes, very much, very much. Elvis Presley.
Yeah.
Yung tono pa lang na boses niya eh.
Oo nga eh.
Hello.
Oo.
Ikatimbre na agad si Elvis Presley eh.
And of course, you started this actually relatively late. Nag-usap tayo kanina and you actually started impersonating Elvis around 2022, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
So-
because if you will see the face of Elvis Presley, he's too handsome. So it's an insult if I imitate him or impersonate him.
Okay.
Because I feel that I am far, far away
Okay.
from his face.
Okay.
But
Okay.
I realize I have nothing to lose.
Okay.
I might as well go for it.
Oo.
Here I am.
But what made you decide to do it?
Well, I have these projects. I've been teaching martial arts for more than 30 years. My son was just 6 years old. He's now 44 years old. But I realized that martial arts alone is not enough. So I put in a scholarship program. I set up a system where I can provide. But I have to raise funds. So I'll be singing in different venues. Just yesterday, I was a guest of Eagles. So they will help me also raise funds. They have different clubs. They will invite me in different places.
So pag nagpa-perform kayo as Elvis Presley talaga?
Yeah.
In all these shows?
Yes, that's right.
Wow. So you're a big Elvis Presley fan. Ano ang mga favorite Elvis Presley songs mo?
Well, number one is the Can't Help Falling in Love with You.
Ooh.
Or Are You Lonesome
Classic.
Tonight?
Are you lonesome?
Are you lonesome tonight?
Yeah.
Galing. I love it.
Hound dog dapat.
Huh?
Hound dog.
You wait.
Sample. Go.
malakas eh. Usually, I sing Don't Be Cruel, like that.
Ano yung go-to mo? Ano yung kinakanta mo like all the time na talagang it makes you feel good, it makes everyone
Pag
feel good?
maraming, if there are plenty of women, elder women, I sing the song Love Me.
How does that go?
Treat me like a fool, treat me mean and cruel, but love me. Then I raise funds.
Ang galing!
Yun ang walang importante doon, di ba?
Okay.
After performing, you raise funds.
No, pero kasi may purpose yun eh,
Exactly.
diba? May
Yeah.
purpose.
By the way, I'm not a professional singer.
Oo.
Because professional singer charge donations only
Okay,
Okay.
okay.
out from your heart. So I bring it, nag-iipon ako ngayon. Before, I was just focused on teaching martial arts, drug prevention, etc., avoid vices, etc. But now, I realize na yung mga students ko who are now 40 years old, they're still poor. I give free martial arts lessons to mostly public school students or out-of-school youth. So, once upon a time, I was also poor, but I was given education by our school, scholarship. So it means education is a big factor. We can change their lives. So I created a system that I can help them graduate until college graduation.
Okay.
Pag-usapan muna natin yan, yung martial arts background mo. If I'm not mistaken, naka-white belt ka ngayon dahil Elvis ka. Pero black belt ka. Okay, black belt
In
ka.
karate.
Mahirap pakita yan, white belt siya. White belt siya ngayon sa bilang Elvis, pero black belt siya sa karate.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
when we talk about yung martial arts background mo, can we find out about yung simula and how much of a factor it played in your
I
life?
was mauled by 14 teenagers. At the age of 14, I almost died.
Oh, my.
I was mauled. So
Okay.
my purpose was to make a revenge. But I don't know whether it's God's will or what. I don't know. But instead of going back to have a revenge, I created Sagip Bata. When my son was just around 6 years old.
Okay.
From Sagip Bata, free martial arts, iwas droga, iwas bisyo, iwas bully, iwas kidnapping. That was the main purpose. But after teaching for so many years, I realized yung mga estudyante ko mahirap pa rin sila. So sabi ko, kailangan ng education. So it took me time. Tapos na-bankrupt pa dahil because of the pandemic.
Yeah.
Walang turo. Ubos ang pera namin. Kaya yung sardinas sa ilong ko, lumalabas na talaga. Puro sardinas.
So, this Sagip Bata, it's like a campaign. So, you put up a center, tapos doon ka nagtuturo ng
I
martial
approached
arts.
barangay captains.
Okay.
I asked them if I can teach. They give me 1 hour, 2 hours. Tapos, the barangay captain is cooperative enough because it helps the youth in their environment, discipline. But I think what we really need is a system of education that can more or less, quote-unquote, guarantee that the grades will go up gradually without forcing them to study. That is the system I created.
Okay.
That I can encourage anybody to go up. Just what happened to my life. From 79 to 92%. That's quite a jump. I became a scholar within one semester. From 79. Because the requirement in our working student scholarship program, can I mention my school? Silliman University, is 85.
Okay.
Otherwise, di ka pwedeng
Scholar.
work.
Okay.
So I was forced to study.
Okay.
So from 79, I went up to 92%. Kaya pala, when I was walking, many girls greeted me. Oh, wapo siguro ako. Yung pala, my name was listed in the dance list
Oh,
I
okay.
was number 9.
Okay, okay.
So, in short, if there is focus, there is improvement. Mine was not focus, it was more of fear that I'll be removed from the working student scholarship.
Right.
So, I keep on studying and studying. Now, I designed a system na walang fear. Kung anong grade mo, yun ang allowance mo.
Okay.
Maliit ang grade mo, walang tatanggalin. Kasi sa scholarship, tinatanggal eh.
Okay.
Pag hindi ka nakaramit. But in my case, if your grade is 50, ito yung katapat mo. If grade is 60% average, ito katapat mo. So, kung ang highest is 20,000, if you want that, simply study. I will not tell you to study.
Parang meritocracy eh. So,
Yes, walang matatanggal.
Yeah.
Ang matatanggal lang kung ang grades mo galing sa recto.
Okay.
They still do that.
Gets namin yan.
They still do that pa pala now, ano?
Yeah, I can still do that. But let's go back to your story here because we love your advocacy for the youth. But do you have any success stories that you're really proud of when it comes to yung work mo advocating the youth? Because you've been doing this for quite some time.
More than 30 years.
Yeah.
My son was just 6 years old. Michael Roy, 6 years old. He's now 44 years old.
Yeah.
So that means that's how long I've been there.
Are there any success stories that you can tell us about that really sticks with you?
In my project,
Yes.
well, I have helped so many students kasi ang main objective lang nun is iwas droga.
Yeah.
So, I don't know kung kasi I was all over. I was in Pasig, I was in Marikina, I was in, Antipolo,
Yeah.
teaching.
Okay.
Ganun lang. I was just so what you call this, involved in it. So, statistics-wise, to quantify your success, I really do not know.
Okay.
But I have teach more than 5,000 students.
Wow.
More than 5,000
More than
students.
5,000.
Wala bang like a particular student or students na lumapit sa and told them na, you know what, you've changed our lives so
marami.
much.
Merong successful
Oo.
students ako. They're now doing well.
Okay.
But yung iba, I've been all over the place.
Yeah.
That's why the mayors, the congressmen, and the councilors, once they see my face, they know what I need.
Of course.
Because I have no funds.
I was going to say, you need the funds.
Yeah. Wala akong funds.
So at
But
oo.
that's why I am into singing, to raise funds. Wala akong ma-expect masyado sa... Okay, that's it.
Yeah.
I
So
will not comment on that.
you're still doing this at 76 years old. Again, you're continuing to fundraise by performing as Elvis.
Yeah.
You're continuing yung mga programa mo. Hindi ka ba napapagod? 76 years old, but still doing all of this.
Actually, it's a stimulus,
Okay.
Meron ka bang objective? If you have an objective, nakafocus ka lang doon. Hindi mo alam, 76 years old ka na pala. And you can still, at 76, you can still do like that. Well,
Oo, di ba, you can do those moves without your knees cracking.
Yeah.
Di ba?
in short, I can do many things because my mind is focused on that objective.
Right,
Yeah.
I want to become
right.
an example to my students na I can still do what you can do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yung mobility nandun
Yes.
pa rin,
Oo,
no?
that's very
Oo.
impressive. And I think malaking factor yung hindi ka tumigil eh. Yung
Yes.
patuloy na for so many years you were teaching,
Yeah.
di ba? So, ang pagturo ng martial arts, hindi biro yun.
Yeah,
Kasi you
pero-
have to do what they are doing as well, di ba?
But it's very easy to teach. You know why? You said magturo. Oh, do that. Do that. You turo. Because I have junior leaders. I do not personally really teach now.
Yeah.
Because the kicks of the children now are so strong that if you hold the pad,
Yeah.
your head will shake.
Yeah.
So I have many assistant, who will hold the pad.
Okay.
But so
It's a
magturo
good
now
thing.
is very easy. Oh, gawin mo yan. Gawin mo yan.
Can I just say, Roy, that is the Lolo joke I love. Yung mga ganon. I mean, like, I appreciate that fully. But, you have such a great advocacy. I'm sure people can look you up as well. But we're running out of time here in just a bit. But before we let you go, we normally ask this final question, and at the same time, we also want to see siguro a bit more sample of yung mga moves na ginagawa mo as Elvis right before that.
Oo nga.
Well, I can do it right now.
Yeah. So,
Can I greet just
sure.
one?
Yeah,
Sure,
go ahead. Go ahead.
The NCR 9 Governor Josil Levial, Governor of Eagles Club.
well, you know what? I hope that they'll help you out with your fundraising efforts mo.
Actually, I performed yesterday morning, and they're gonna help me.
Okay.
I'll be all over the place.
All right. So, before we let you go, can we get a little sample right over there po sa harap ng table natin? So, I don't think he's mic'd up right now, and that's fine. So, we're gonna have him just
He
show
is
us
actually,
a
okay.
bit of all of that. So, right there, yeah.
Yes.
So, right now, and all right, we're gonna have him. There he is. Okay. You see, if you have a 76-year-old who can be that flexible, still feel
It's
that
amazing,
strong.
right?
Oh. You can get him as Elvis as well, ladies and gentlemen. He has the singing chops for it. Okay.
All the time. Dapat nagkagulo ako after while you're doing.
Can we have a nurse seat again, sir? And of course, yeah. I mean, like, it's just fantastic. Look, Elvis Presley, famous especially when he started out due to his gyrations. At hanggang ngayon, nagja-gyrate pa rin si Sir Roy Jornales. And
Sir
on that
Roy,
note, let's
yes.
end things here.
Our show is called Beautiful Day. So
Yes.
what makes your day beautiful?
Well, helping people. Helping people, especially the children. That's why I have feeding projects. I have scholarship. And of course, lastly, helping senior citizens, my fellow citizens. I would like to inspire them.
Yeah.
Na, wag yung, just because your age is like that, you feel like whatever. But just stay focused.
Yeah.
Enjoy life,
Right.
in short.
Tsaka age is but a number.
Yes,
You know,
that's
you
right.
just have to keep on living,
That's
keep
right.
on moving. Diba?
Roy, I love that answer and I love that
Thank
story
you, Sir
to the point
Roy.
that pati mga cameraman namin nag-Elvis impersonation ngayon. O, tingnan nyo! Oh my goodness! The gyrations happening in this room! All right.
Martial arts version of Elvis
nga eh.
Presley in the
Ladies and gentlemen, that's Roy Jornales. Oh, yan o, pakita nga ng moves.
patingin nga ng moves.
Hindi, sa'yo daw. No, all right. So we're having a lot of fun here in the studio, and I'm actually really happy you guys got to see a bit of that in the background. But ladies and gentlemen, Roy Jornales, Elvis Presley impersonator, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
We also have a countdown here for Christmas because we are only how many days left before Christmas? 66 beautiful days before Christmas time is here. So time to spend. If you want to book Elvis instead of Santa, Roy Jornales is the name you look for. Thank you so much for joining us. That's a wrap on our show this Monday, October 20. Thank you again. I'm Paolo de Rosario. Remember, keep it cool, take it easy.
And I'm Ann, Asis-Carilo. Have a great day ahead, and always remember to choose joy and spread love and kindness wherever this day takes you. See you again tomorrow, 7 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. only here on
Beautiful day!
Day!